Hey everyone, welcome to Good Bad Deadly. I'm Chris King.
Alexander Void.
This is the beta launch of our YouTube channel. We want to start by thanking everyone who's been supporting us on Instagram and Twitter. For those of you who are new to the channel, here at GBD we will provide full coverage for multimedia, which entails next-gen games, current and upcoming movies, and music. This is our beta launch, meaning what you see today does not represent the final video, audio, and design quality. But we want to encourage all of you to subscribe and follow our Instagram and Twitter pages to keep updated on our content and watch us grow from this beta to a full-fledged launch. We also welcome and encourage constructive criticism, notes, and comments that you can give us. This is what we love and choose to do, and of course we want to provide you with great and entertaining content.
This segment is called Breakdown. A breakdown is our review of a game, film, album, or convention. Today's breakdown is on 2014's E3, which we covered in detail on our Instagram a few weeks ago. Best sport motion game, Shape Up. So the first thing we see about Shape Up is actually people dancing on a piano like the movie Big. It quickly reminded me of DDR. I was just thinking Dance Revolution, these guys are working out in music. And then quickly I saw them jump into doing push-ups, competitively doing push-ups. So it just looks like fun. It's a fun way to work out. What do you think of it?
Yeah, we had a lot of those kind of games in the last generation, and I kind of thought we were kind of done with them. But Shape Up was just cool. It's just like one of the best sports games that we saw at the show, particularly because it emphasized on competition. And that's the best part about being an athlete and being able to work out is when you're working out, you have someone going against you, pushing you. You're just striving for better. So it just takes the health and fitness and just kind of adds that game element of competition. So pretty good sports game that we saw.
Best fighting game, Super Smash Brothers.
I think this was a really easy pick for us, just because we're really big fans of all these Nintendo characters, but also because the game itself is just super casual, but also super competitive. It makes for one of the best gaming parties that you can have. It's just throw in Super Smash Brothers, everyone will go nuts. Really cool. They showed awesome characters like Mega Man and Pac-Man. So. Yeah,
Super Smash Brothers obviously a given. I always have fun playing this. We played it. Just all my friends would just sit down together and just play Super Smash Brothers, and also a newcomer just comes in, never played a video game before, and Super Smash Brothers for everyone. Of course, we'll all play competitively, but when somebody else comes in, they can just start button mashing. It just works. It just works, and you have fun with it. It's these light-hearted characters that we all know, just beating everybody else up. It's just fun. It's fun. You all team up. You all just one for all.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers is an awesome game. Best racing game, The Crew. So, seeing The Crew, I just saw driving by the beach. You're just driving a road down the beach, and then we end up in a mountain. Then we end up just in the snow. So, The Crew is just a huge game. It's just a massive game, and it looks like it is drop-in multiplayer. So, I'm very interested in how we could utilize that, how we could just attack each other, and still racing. Still everybody fighting for themselves, but also teaming up. It's just The Crew is just a massive game.
Yeah, I think that when Ubisoft touches any genre, they just innovate, in every single aspect. So The Crew is no different. And admittedly, I'm not the biggest racing fan, of these kind of games, but The Crew has such a flair that reminds me of Twisted Metal, just that third person kind of driving, and you have asynchronous just kind of multiplayer with all these other drivers all over America, which is such a massive map. So cool. It just reminds me of Twisted Metal mixed with Forza Horizon. It looks like an awesome, really cool racing game.
Best social casual puzzle, Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet, it was an interesting pick because when Little Big Planet 1 came out, I would play a lot with my brother and one of my cousins. So it was really dope to just see this indie-esque kind of a game, but exclusively to a Sony platform, and it just was really charming. It had that kind of charm that was just you're a Sackboy, but you also have the multiplayer aspect of it, and just working together was really cool. And a lot of times you're making so many mistakes, and that's kind of the fun of it. It's having those mistakes and trying to, it has a repetitiveness to it that's just really fun. And then you just kind of add different classes to any game, and that's just a really good way to refresh the series.
Yeah, Little Big Planet is a beautiful little game. Weird, strange, fun soundtrack. This is that kind of game where you will talk to who's next to you. You will say, no, go over here, try this, and you'll just have fun with it. So it's a casual game. It is a puzzle game. So, and it's exciting and it's for everyone as well. So Little Big Planet is just, it does have that charm. It has that interesting aspect and tons of heart. Best action adventure, Arkham Knights. So, I love Arkham Asylum. I remember I got that right away. I didn't even get the 3D glasses because I got it before that even came out. Arkham Asylum was just my game. Then we had Arkham City, and Arkham City is just awesome as well. It's just bigger. It's a grander scale. So Arkham Knights actually looks like it's finishing up this franchise, and it's just huge. It's just huge. I'm just really excited. There's just so much packed in there. We're still dark. We're still Batman. It's just you do feel like Batman in Gotham City.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much exactly what you said. You know, Arkham Asylum, I have a really good spot for Arkham Asylum in my heart because I believe it was like the first game that I actually pre-ordered, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember getting all the bonus content with Joker and stuff, and it just reintroduced Batman right alongside the Nolan series. So it just had that dark, gritty feel, and you really felt like Batman, like from his perspective. So really, really cool. And then Arkham Knight just raises the stakes that much more after Arkham City. It's just dope. It's just, you have the Batmobile now, and that is just crazy, and it looks good. It actually really fits the world, you know. I was a little nervous that they weren't going to be able to incorporate it exactly right, but no, it just looks awesome. And then hoping that the narrative will actually just suit the game as well. Up until now, it's had a pretty good series, but, you know, Origins kind of set us back a few pegs, so
Yes.
hopefully this way they'll just really just kind of end it with a bang, you know.
Yes. Best shooter, The Division.
So, as I said before, you know, with the crew, whenever Ubisoft touches, especially when it's a specific genre, they just innovate, you know. And this game was showed last year, and I just lost my mind. You know, it is one of the best looking new IPs I've ever seen, you know. And it is a Tom Clancy series, but it's just a different category, you know. It's kind of MMO with third-person shooter, and they just do it so right, you know. Is really just one of the most anticipated titles for 2015. And, you know, even though it got delayed, I'm hoping that, you know, they're just going to roll out a little bit more the kind of world that we're living in, you know, because they showed a lot about New York, but they haven't showed us what does the greater map look like, you know, and what kind of different things are we going to be surprised with. So so far, they've just done a really good job of showing this game.
Yeah, I have a thing for post-apocalyptic games, so this world is something I want to dive into. It's something I want to see. They did touch up on having actually advanced technology by seeing those flashback echoes.
Yeah.
So we're calling it. I thought it was really interesting also that you could use a tablet. That somebody could just jump in with a tablet. It looks very heavy in multiplayer. It just looks like an interesting, cool game. And what everyone makes a big deal about, and I actually agree with it, is the way the car moves, the way you close the door. Like, you do see that those tires are rubber, because the car does shake when you shoot at it. This game just looks interesting, it looks big, and that's what this next gen is actually giving us, this big, and this looks like this is their big game. So, best downloadable game, No Man's Sky. So, No Man's Sky, we just saw it, and you're just flying. You're just flying, you're exploring. And that's actually how I see this game. It's just you're exploring this strange world, and it doesn't look like you stay in one world. You're actually exploring the universe. And that is interesting for an indie game, that you actually explore so much. It is full of colors, full of different stuff, different creatures. It's just an exploring game, and I want to see that.
Yeah, it just really caught us by surprise, you know, that this was, you know, it does look indie for sure, but it is just so well done that, like, the concept itself, I'm pretty sure a lot of companies are beating themselves up right now for not thinking of something like this. It's one of the first procedurally generated worlds that we're going to get on a next-gen console, and it's just done so right. As you mentioned, just the aesthetic, just the looks, the colors, really, really awesome. And then, you know, just I watch a lot of interviews with the creator of No Man's Sky, and he's just telling us, like, this is his kind of sci-fi, the sci-fi that goes kind of back to the 80s and 70s, and you're just put in this universe, and we're going to be on the outside ring of this and fighting to get inside and uncover more and more of this world. And that's the kind of game you can get lost in.
Yeah. It's a huge, small game.
Yeah.
Best online multiplayer, Destiny.
So this was definitely like one of my most like highest picks, right up there with this E3 and last year's. Destiny was just so awesome. I remember getting it, seeing it reviewed at the Sony conference back in February 2013 when they announced the PS4, and this stole the show for me. It was Destiny, and then now we're just seeing more content from it, more gameplay. We got the Sony bundle. Just they're really amping up Destiny to be the biggest new IP ever created, So that being said, we got hands-on with the alpha, which I had a lot of fun with. What did you think?
I actually really liked the alpha. It was comfortable because I did play Halo, so we do have that Bungie feel, but it also felt different. It was faster, it was different, it was interesting. I did still feel a lot of Halo, but this is obviously Bungie, and this is Bungie stretching. This is Bungie allowing themselves to try new things, to try something different. I really like this game, and I'm very interested in seeing more. That's it. Best original game, The Order, 1886. So The Order is in the Victorian Age, which I just have a soft spot for. I really like the Victorian Age. Just looks cool, obviously with the small steampunk stuff, and the most important thing about this is that it seems like it's a horror. It seems like it's a thriller, and that's just completely intriguing. Obviously, the dark world just helps a lot. So I'm actually interested in seeing more of this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. It is just one of the most original concepts because you're taking two concepts that are really well known. You're taking horror and suspense, and you're taking these Victorian ages that are really well known in film, but not so much in games. So now you're just mixing it up. And this trailer specifically at E3 2014 was just so awesome. We saw really good gunplay. We saw the Lycans, the creatures that they're calling them, are just like really, really intimidating, and they can talk. They're intelligent. So I want to see more about what does the menu look like. What is the everyday navigation like when you jump into the game? Where are you going to start off for? I'm just looking so much forward to this game, and hopefully that we're going to get a release date soon for 2015.
Best commendation, Rainbow Six Siege.
So we decided to give best special combination. It could be for sound, innovation, gameplay, anything that really innovates and steals a show. Rainbow Six Siege, just with like no doubt. It was just one of those games that at this show at least, my mouth was just like gaping open the whole time that the trailer was showing because they didn't give us a title, they didn't give us any warning. They're just like, here's one more thing. Jumping into it, it looks really, really rough because they even said it's a pre-alpha, which is cool. But the gameplay is so distinct. Like, no one's ever going to forget like this trailer because it was different. It was original. It was special. Something about this game just wanted you and just kind of grabbed you and took you hold. Because I think, at least in my opinion, it looks really cinematic. It looks like a 3-minute action scene from one of these action movies. Like you have to infiltrate, get the hostage, and get out. So the stakes are really high.
Yeah, we just start off already inside. We hear a lot of talking, a lot of back and forth, and I'm like, wow, are these people talking? Is this supposed to be me talking? Then we're in the camera, and we're watching these people, and the camera gets shot, and it begins. So we were just thrown in there, trying to figure out what this is. Walls are blasting open. You could blow up the floor. You could just do so much with this. Obviously, it's a hostage situation, and I was just intrigued the whole time. What is going on? What am I watching? And it was very film-like. I really did like this. This was just, what is this? And in the end, when it came out, Rainbow Six Siege. I was just like, wow. Next up is Best Conference, Sony. So Sony had a lot to show off. Sony was very interesting. I like that they actually showed off another system. I thought that was really cool because I wasn't expecting a new system already. Like, I understand what Microsoft did, removing something, but this one they're like, hey, guys, you could choose white now. Other than that, we did see a lot of interesting games. We saw some footage for Mortal Kombat. We saw just some really cool stuff, especially Arkham Knights. Like, that was the game I was excited about, and they actually showed off gameplay. So awesome. Yeah,
I mean, Sony, at least for me, just stole the show. All these companies really just amped up this year. You know, Microsoft was strictly games, which is really awesome to see. They're, I think, one of the only conferences that really did that. Just focus game. Nintendo with the digital event was very different. It was very entertaining. But Sony's felt the most innovative. It felt the most like, we don't want to change your experience. We just want to add options. We just want to add to your experience and just kind of welcome you to the PlayStation family. Like they showed us PlayStation TV, which is something that was released in Japan earlier. Definitely wanted over here because it's a really interesting concept. They showed a little bit about PlayStation Now. I still want to see more about that, and you know they're tweaking around the prices, which is a little scary. But the fact that it's one of the first out there for a game streaming service is really cool. And then on top of that, like you said, the games. I mean, they showed Arkham Knight, crazy good graphics, crazy good gameplay, crazy good trailer. They showed Metal Gear. It's the only conference that had Metal Gear 5 at it, and that to me is just one of the best games. It's so dope. It's just what a great franchise to bring on, you know. And then on top of that, they showed us a little bit of surprises, like the remastered version of like Grim Fandango. They showed more indie titles. They're the ones who showed No Man's Sky, but also giving us that fan service of telling us Grand Theft Auto 5, PS4. It's gonna come to other like consoles as well, but showing it at Sony's conference just showed them love and just saying like, you guys, we know exactly what you guys are both doing. So showing GTA 5 at the very end was just such an awesome moment as well.
Yeah, I really also enjoyed Microsoft. I think Microsoft had a lot to show. It was just focused only on games, but I want to say that they're making up for last year's, because last year was just a lot of talks about entertainment. So I think they were making up for us. This is why I didn't feel like they actually won Best Conference. So it rightfully goes to Sony.
Yeah.
Best of Show, Rainbow Six Siege.
So this is the main award. You know, this is the award that is above all else in the E3 shows. And this year, Good Bad Deadly, we're giving it to Rainbow Six Siege, as you said. It is just it won our special commendation because it's the one that really stole the show for us. It was the one that had us the most intrigued. It had the most intricate gameplay. It had the most innovative gameplay, showing us that a fully destructible house and these 3-minute matches that like the stakes are like this. They're just high. They're higher than your Call of Duty. They're higher than your Battlefield where you can respawn. This one, no respawns. You have to get the hostage. If you can kill the hostage, you're done. You know, and your team loses. So it had this great deal of energy and great deal of ambition. So this project is just really awesome.
Yeah, it's extremely suspenseful. Can't even say it. And it was just entertaining the whole time. I know that I'll be in the edge myself. I know I'm gonna stand up and yell when I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
So this rightfully wins Best of Show. So that wraps up our E3 2015. So next off we have what we want from E3 2015. So we'll start off with Microsoft. So for Microsoft, I think it was lacking Gears of War. I really want to know what's going on with Gears of War. I am a Gears of War fan, so I want to see what they're doing with Gears of War. I want to see, are they going to reboot the franchise? They're going to continue, even though Marcus is gone. They finished that whole stuff. I just want to see what's going on. I want more Gears of War. I'm also interested in DMC. For some reason, I do believe that it will go in the Microsoft conference. I want to see what's going on with DMC and Gears of War, but that's just personal thing because I really like these two franchises.
Yes.
So I'm excited about this, and that's what I want to see next year.
Yeah, Microsoft 2014, you know, again, it was focused on games. So I was really surprised that with that list, they did not have Gears of War, you know. We know that they're at Black Set Studios now, and they are working on the project, which is awesome, but, you know, I was expecting a little bit of a tease, maybe a little bit of a cinematic trailer or something. So for 2015, I think that will be the headline of 2015. It'll probably be Gears, because I'm sure at that point they'll have a really good, even if it's just a rough image of, you know, what we're going to get on Gears of War. You know, if we're going to go back to the roots or if they're going to reboot it. So they're going to do something with it. We'll probably find out in 2015. What I want to see is a new IP, whether it be for a third party or exclusive to Xbox, that's gonna innovate with the Kinect. Because I'm gonna get the Kinect, you know, bundle, and I think a lot of people are. But showing that the price drop and showing this, you know, kind of division, whether like you're going to get a Kinect or not Kinect. For those of us who are gonna get a Kinect or who already have it, what are we gonna get out of that? You know, and is it just gonna be there just for opening up our Xbox One and starting up the menu? I want to see if there's any game like, you know, Rise 2 perhaps, or Dead Rising 4 or something like that that's going to be able to say like, hey, now you can send your troops to that base by just saying, you know, Troop 1, go to base A or whatever it is. So I want to see some innovation with Kinect because this one was focused on games. I want to see a little bit broader scope of gaming hardware, not just entertainment hardware. We've already know about this stuff, but just what do we can get out of Kinect? What do we can get more stuff out of the controller? You know, that kind of stuff.
So what do we want from E3's 2015 from EA?
EA, Electronic Arts has the rights to Star Wars, as we all know. And this year, 2014, they opened up their show with Battlefront, which is really cool, but they only showed us pretty much some concept images and a little bit of the work that they were doing behind it. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I want to see what they're going to innovate with Battlefront. Are we going to get that Star Wars 1313? Are we going to get a new kind of Force Unleashed? You know, I want to see something dark. I want to see something ready. I was hoping that we were going to get something ready by 2015 when Episode 7 comes out. You know, doesn't seem likely anymore, but I was hoping for something like that, and also bring back a franchise, maybe something like Army 2. I would really, I was also for Army 2. I think it's one of the best EA games, and it's a little bit of an underdog. So I would like to see something like that come back as well.
So I want to see EA compete with the Crew. I want to see a Burnout. I want to see a Burnout on a grander scale. I really love Burnout. I think that's one of my favorite racing games. So I want to see Burnout, but most importantly, I want to see Dead Space. I really want to see what they're going to do with Dead Space. I think we need to go back to Part 1 kind of thing. We need to go back to Dark, or they could continue the franchise. I really want a reboot, to be honest. I enjoyed Dead Space. I enjoy being in the dark and just with my gaming headphones on, with it full blast, and just my face on 52 inches of Dead Space. So I want to see what's going on. Tease me a logo, tease me something. I just want to see Dead Space. So what do we want from E3 2015 Ubisoft? So with Ubisoft, I really want to see more of The Division. The Division is the game that I really want to see. So I want to see more story. I want to see what's going on. I love the post-apocalyptic thing. I love the whole anarchy thing. So I want to see more content. I want to see more gameplay. I want to see what you could do in grander scale because this is mainly a multiplayer game. At least that's what it feels like to me. So I just want to see more of the world.
Yeah, I believe that Division should headline Ubisoft 2015. I think it's their most ambitious project, and if they set it just right, like they did with Watch Dogs, it could beat out Watch Dogs. I think at least it looks definitely a lot more interesting than Watch Dogs did for me, and which was a great game. But Division has the potential to just knock everyone else out of the water. It is definitely going to be, at least from what we've seen so far, it could be a contender for best game of 2015. You know, overall, really awesome company that we have here, Ubisoft. They continue to innovate, as you said, in different genres, whether it be racing, MMOs, shooters, sports, whatever it is. So I would like to see something, another IP, whether it be something returning or something new, that we can have ready by fall 2015. So if it means that they're going to have to announce something in February, fine, but just have something ready at E3 that we can say, hey, this brand new game, you're going to be able to play it this year. You know, and give us an estimated window or something, but have something ready to show at E3 for the fall.
Nice. What do we want to see from E3 2015 from Sony?
Sony, you know, they've been knocking it out of the park these past 2 years with the PS4 and everything. So I know the Vita is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely, and I know the PlayStation TV is something that can kind of probably help that system. But I want to see something that, you know, maybe open up a new studio that's going to focus on Vita games, you know, or porting over Vita games. Like, we need something that is going to get those games running really smooth and that can be a little bit more ambitious. They don't have to be open world games. We have those on the PS4. But give us something that's innovative, something that's going to be a lot of fun that we can take everywhere we want to. Because so far, you know, the 3DS is the winner in portables, you know, so we want to see the Vita contend with that. And as far as PS4 games, which is like the main focus that we focus on, I think that I want to see an old Sony classic, you know. I'm not really sure what it could be, but bring us something from the PlayStation era, maybe guys. You know, it could be,
wow.
it could be Parappa, I don't know what it is, but, you know, I think that they could probably collaborate with some other company. Like, we were talking about this a while back. Maybe a partnership with Square Enix and give us Dissidia, only on PS4, you know. But give us something really cool, you know, or something really classic that we can just really dive into that's ready by 2015 or 2016, but You know, we want something strong. That along with more a release date for The Order, a release date for Bloodborne, which would be really dope. And then at least my final want for Sony, and I at least I would think it'd show up at the Sony conference, would be Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, whether Red Dead Redemption Rebellion, whatever it is, or even a remastered version of Revolver Redemption for PS4. My hopes is Red Dead Redemption 2 by 2015.
Yeah, what do I want from Sony? Of course, since 2006, I've been wanting to see Final Fantasy 15. Back then, when it was still called Final Fantasy Versus 13. I want to see Final Fantasy 15. I want to see what's going on with this. I want to see more footage. I just want more. I need more. And of course, we've all been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, it's just these two games are long overdue. Yeah. I keep seeing the in development.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that just makes me think that they're barely still in the beginning. They're barely in the early process of just getting this game going. So I just want to know what that means. I want to see more footage. I want to see just something, some kind of trailer. Give us another teaser just for fun, because I believe that this game will not be ready for a couple of years. Hopefully Final Fantasy 15 is actually close.
Yeah.
But I understand they're taking the time with Kingdom Hearts 3, because that's supposed to be the end of Sora Saga. So that's what I want to see from Sony. So E3 2015, what do we want to see from Nintendo? So what I really want to see from Nintendo is for them to talk about the third-party games. Okay, they have the gamepad. I want to see them utilize that. I want to see them play. I want to play Watch Dogs with this thing. I want to see just more with this gamepad. We see a lot of the games like Yoshi's game. We see Toad, and you know, we see a lot of great stuff that we've seen before. Just bringing back Kirby, but what I want to see is them actually use a gamepad for something different. I want to see a Call of Duty with a gamepad. I don't know. They have this thing, and I want to see them use it.
Yeah. You know, Nintendo's been struggling ever since the Wii U launched. So I mean, you know, 2014 was a step in the right direction, but I think in 2015 they have to show us like, okay, we're back. You know, we're back. Zelda has to be ready by 2015. It has to be ready. If not, they're just gonna lose so much stake. I mean, we need a title, we need a release date, we need footage, we need the box art, we need everything from Zelda. So I mean, they're behind. They need to show us more of that. Not to mention that leak of Star Fox. So
yes.
I don't think Star Fox will be a 2015 game, but I do think it will be from 2016-17. But I want to see what are we getting in 2015. What is the lineup gonna look like? Whether it be Zelda, and hopefully they have something in the bag that's a secret. Like, I'm hoping for Metroid first person. You know, another one of those would be really, really dope. So, like you said with the gamepad, when the Wii was released and announced, I was like, this could be a game changer, because this could be the difference between getting Watch Dogs on PS4 and Xbox One, or then in the gamepad with the Wii U, you have a totally different experience. You have your whole cell phone on the gamepad, so now you don't have to press start. That's what I was expecting, and it's something like that. So I want to see more innovation with third-party games, you know, so hopefully they can figure something out.
Something else that I wanted to mention that I forgot to was, I don't know how high in demand it is. They have been teasing this for a while. Well, they have been. Skull Kid has been popping up everywhere. I want to see a remastered version of Majora's Mask. I don't know if the demand is that huge. Isn't that huge?
I mean, for us, yeah.
But I want to see that. Like, they've been remastering Ocarina of Time, so I want to see a remastered Majora's Mask. I want to see this in 1080p. I want to see what that world looks like.
Be epic.
That wraps up our breakdown for E3 2014 and what we want to see at E3 2015. Let us know in the comments what you want to see in next year's E3.
And again, we want to thank everyone who has been supporting us. And for those of you who are joining us, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at GoodBadDeadly. And don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel to keep updated as we roll out content. I'm Chris King.
I'm Alexander Void.
Keep it locked on Good Bad Deadly.